Do you suffer from night leg cramps? This is where you're going to sleep perfectly fine for a few hours and then all of a sudden, you have this cramping in your lower legs that wakes you up and sometimes even makes you yell out loud. Well, in this video, I'm gonna share with you the top 3 reasons why this happens and what you can do to stop it. Now, there are many things that could cause these types of cramps, but I'm going to talk about the most common ones that I see in practice. Now, this can happen if you're not drinking enough water throughout the day, or if you're drinking too many caffeinated beverages, which can act as diuretics and pull more fluids out of your body. And when your body's dehydrated, it can cause all sorts of problems, but one of them is muscle cramping. As we age, we can develop vascular issues that cause poor blood flow, especially to our extremities like our feet and our hands. Now, there are many other medical conditions that can cause these cramps, and it's always important to get checked out by your doctor to rule out any underlying issues. But hopefully this gives you some insight on what might be causing your cramps, and what you can do to help prevent them. If you found this video helpful, make sure you like and subscribe so you can stay up to date on all the health-related videos that I post. And you can also click the link in the description below to get more helpful health tips. Alright, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. And that can cause all sorts of problems like swelling, cramping, and even skin discoloration. Now, there are several things that can cause poor circulation, like high blood pressure, diabetes, or peripheral artery disease. And the best way to check for poor circulation is to actually look at your feet. If you see that you have wounds that are healing very slow, that could be a sign of poor circulation. Or if you notice that your feet are discolored, like they're red or pale, that could also be a sign of vascular problems. If you do notice these signs, I highly recommend seeing your doctor and getting checked out, because poor circulation can lead to other serious issues down the road. You see, your muscles are like 79% water, and they need that water in order to function properly. When you're dehydrated, your muscles are not going to perform their contractions as well, and they are more likely to cramp up. So what can you do to prevent this? Well, number 1, drink more water. It's very important to have a good amount of fluids throughout the day. And I always tell my patients, drink your water before you're thirsty. That's the best way to know that you're already slightly dehydrated. And I also recommend drinking a cup or 2 of water right before you go to bed. That way you're not waking up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom. And the second thing you can do is cut back on those caffeinated drinks. So things like coffee, soda, energy drinks, teas, even some pain relievers have caffeine in them, which can also lead to dehydration. This can actually happen with many different types of activities that keep you seated for long periods of time, like driving a car or working at a desk job or even just lounging around the house watching TV. These electrolytes, which include calcium, magnesium, potassium, and sodium, help regulate nerve and muscle function in the body, including your heart. When you're low in electrolytes, it can cause all sorts of problems. But again, one of them is muscle cramping. We actually use our electrolytes to generate electrical signals in our body, especially in our muscles. And if we're low on any of these minerals, it can throw off that electrical system and cause those muscles to cramp up. Now, there are several different things that can cause an electrolyte imbalance. It can be dehydration, like we talked about earlier, or it can be poor diet. So if you're not eating foods that are rich in these electrolytes, that can cause a deficiency. Some common signs of a low electrolyte level include fatigue, weakness, muscle twitching, and even changes in your mood. Now, there are supplements that you can take to increase your electrolytes, but I always recommend trying to get these minerals from whole food sources first. So here are some foods that are rich in electrolytes. So foods that are high in potassium include avocados, bananas, sweet potatoes, and spinach. Foods that are high in magnesium include pumpkin seeds, chia seeds, almonds, and cashews. Foods that are high in calcium include dairy products like yogurt and cheese, as well as leafy green vegetables. And foods that are high in sodium include beets, celery, and broccoli. And of course, you can also just buy electrolyte powder that you can mix into your drinks to increase the levels in your body. When we sit for long periods of time, the muscles in our legs get really tight and sometimes even atrophied or smaller from disuse. And when you finally go to lie down to sleep, those muscles try to relax, but they just can't. They cramp up because they so tight, and it causes that uncomfortable and sometimes painful sensation that you feel in your lower legs. But it's not only that. When you sit for long periods of time, You're also cutting off blood flow to those muscles in your legs. And when you finally lay down and those legs are dangling off the end of the bed, gravity helps bring the blood back down into those muscles, and that can cause that cramping sensation too. So what can you do to help fix this problem? Well, no. 1. Simply just move more. If you're going to be sitting for long periods of time, make sure you're getting up every 20 to 30 minutes just to stand up. Stretch your legs, walk around, get some blood flowing to those muscles in your legs. Because if you don't do this, that blood is going to pool down in your lower legs, and it's going to cause swelling and cramping. The second thing you can do is stretch those leg muscles before you go to bed. So I recommend doing some sort of static stretch, where you're re-holding a position for at least 30 seconds to 1 minute. You want to focus on stretching the calves, the hamstrings, the quads, and the hip flexors. And lastly, you can also start doing some calf raises while you're standing up. So just lift up your heels off the ground and hold them there for a few seconds, and then lower them back down. Do this about 10 to 15 times, and that will help activate those calf muscles and pump some blood through there to help reduce the cramping. Stay until the end, because one of them might be the actual thing that's causing your night leg cramps, but people aren't really aware of it. So let's dive right in. Okay, so the first reason why you might be getting these night leg cramps is because you've been sitting on your butt all day long. All right, the second reason why you might be experiencing these night leg cramps is because you're dehydrated. All right, now the third and final reason why you might be getting these annoying night leg cramps is because of electrolyte imbalance. Now, I mentioned earlier that one of these things could be something that people aren't aware of, and that's poor circulation. So there you have it. The top 3 reasons why you might be getting these night leg cramps.